Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie Gray Holt. Folks, today my guests supposed to have been Randall Jennings and Ward Calhoun. I don't know whether they're running late, but I have not received a phone call from either one of them. I'm going to say this. If I have an appointment to do something, I'm going to be there on time. Because, I feel like your time is just as important as my time. Now, here's another thing I don't do. I don't say things that I'm not going to do now. I don't know why Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun has not shown up. And I don't know whether he's coming up or not, so I don't want to speculate on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about other things, and I'll get back to that. And I shouldn't have to. Everybody's grown. Am I right? Dice Man, how you doing?
Everything's good, man.
Two Belt. Folks, I got to talk about my people for a moment. I tell you what, with just a tool belt, now inside his tool belt, he got a hammer, a pair of pliers, a tape measure, I believe a skill saw. That's it, folks. He don't have any of the tools that people do construction, but he could build a pyramid if you hire him to do it, and that's my brother David Holt. He sure can do it. Now, I got to talk about the Dice Man, folks. You got to come by this station here. You got to come to this podcast. I mean, everything here the Dice Man did it. I didn't do anything. I just provided the money. Guess what? He's the kind of person that can take $1 and really stretch it like Mud Deal used to stretch back in the day. He did all of this. He built the website. That's reachingoutwitheddie.com. He built that. The Twitter page. You go to reachingoutwitheddie.com and you'll see the widgets there. He put all of those there. Anytime when we had technical difficulties on the first day, he's the one that repaired all that. Dice Man, say something to the people.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And Dice is an excellent painter too. He's not just a painter, he's a professional painter. I gotta tell you that, people. So the guy's a genius. And it's a lot of that in our community. And I don't know how proud his mom is of him, but she should be, because he's really a walking, young, strong black male genius, because he built this. And I've seen that. I've seen him rebuild a car engine. Never done it before in his life. I saw he built WNBN. And of course they tore it down. You remember that, don't you, Dice?
Oh, yeah.
Tore it down, but we ain't gonna go into that. I want to talk to you about some things that I met with Ward Calhoun. And I didn't talk about it last week because I thought he was gonna be here today. And he still might come up, so I ain't gonna beat up on him too much. But I tell you what, folks, if he don't show up here, I'm again about 20 more minutes. Well, I'm just gonna speak facts. But
might be stuck in traffic.
Well, stuck in traffic. Yeah, I see like one car pass by front every now and then. People, this is where I am. I want to let you know, 3813 8th Street. You actually can come here and take a tour of this place, and it's beautiful. Look at the colors, right? Dice Man did the paint. Okay, yes, I did the body work. I'm not a body man, all right? So we're not going. I'm glad we don't have the cameras to pan in so you can see the mistakes. I bet you too will see that. But people, I want to talk to you. I want to thank Marie Franklin for being here, my guest last week. Very good show. If you hadn't seen it, then look at it. And then here what you can do. You can like us. You can like us. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can go to our www.reachingoutwitheddie.com and you can click on the widgets and it'll take you. We're on Twitter, YouTube. We have blog. You can leave your comments on YouTube and you can blog us. The blogger icon is actually on our website. I had a problem blogging on the website because what's that Chromebook? Is it Chrome? Google Chrome. Folks, I tell you, Google is so greedy for money that they restrict what you're able to do on the internet. So I end up having to go to Firefox. So if you're having a problem leaving your blog, you write your comments and it won't come across, just go to another. You can go to Internet Explorer or Firefox. I found that those are user friendly. And so I wanted to tell you that.
And let them know they can also see any videos that they missed. It's on the website as well.
That's right. Any videos that you missed, you can see. You heard the Dice Man speak. Dice Man, I got to ask you this. When am I going to be able to say, play me a song, Dice Man?
I promise you and the people, next week when you say, Dice Man, play me a song, I'm playing a song.
Okay, y'all heard it, folks. So we're going to have music next week, which is good. The Dice Man just knows how to do everything. You talking about old school music. If you need a DJ, the number to call, go to our website. You can always reach the Dice Man, but the number to call if you want to leave a comment is 601-627-5318. Don't forget to like us and write that number down and tell somebody, share the videos. Hey, call your peoples over in Europe. Say, hey, if you get homesick and want to know what's going on in Meridian, click on. People I went to before the city council, and I wanted to get on the agenda. Well, they don't have an agenda for the citizens anymore. What they have is a public comment. Well, folks, that's just a waste of time. The reason why that's a waste of time is because they'll listen at what you have to say, but they won't act on it. It used to be a time when you can go before the city council and you can say something to them. You can leave a comment, but you can get on the agenda. You get on the agenda, the council was compelled to act. Whatever kind of grievance you had, we need to get back to that because there's a lot of problems going on in this community. I don't want to just talk and run my mouth. I want to be able to hear it. I want you to hear what I have to say. I want to tell you what my problem is, and I want you to solve my problem. What good is it for us to have elected officials when we can't go to them and get a problem that we're having and get it taken care of? We can get up there and we can vent and we can point out the problem, but then they'll say, yes, I hear what you're saying, but then they don't do anything about it. And so I went before the city council. You know, I really do have a problem if I have a problem in my community. I want to help solve that problem. TikTok, Chief Deputy, TikTok. And so the problem with me is that over on 29th Avenue and 20th Street, a new service station is there, has gas, but you don't have a way to get in or get out. Now, here's an idea that Kevin, I don't know Kevin last name, but very friendly, used to work in community development. He said that what they could do there is put a sign up, right turn only. That'll solve the problem. Don't you agree, Dice Man? Right turn only. But there's also a stoplight there to stop traffic, so it's almost as they are angry because this store is there. But then they're the one that authorized that store to be there. I had to hear it again. The store's supposed to have been built one way, but it wasn't. They changed this, they changed that, but you still allow for them to put that store there. So we can't discuss how it got there. It shouldn't be there. It's not enough setback, which is supposed to be 10 feet. You have to have 10 feet setback from the side or back from another person's property. They only have 8 feet 5 inches. So it was still allowed to go there. You hear that, Phil? Y'all should have fired Phil a long time ago. Phil is the one, at that particular time, he was the supervisor. For this to go on, can we hear, I think that perhaps maybe somebody looked the other way. Perhaps maybe somebody's palm was greased, somebody was paid. But we keep paying, we keep accepting money so that we can get a bigger belly, because if you look at it, a lot of people are out of shape, not only in Lauderdale County but everywhere. You can look at the Meridian Police Department. You can look at our military people. You just look, people just eating a lot of food. And so that it's not just that they're eating food because they're greedy. They're eating the food because it got all kind of things in it that make you, the steroids, the antibiotics, all this food that they do to make a chicken grow really fast, or beef, cows and pigs, pork, all that. All this hormone, that genetic modified organism, what GMO is in our food. So we're going to get bigger. So we got to take control. But I had to say this, is that while we're enriching ourselves and we're getting fat off the land, we're not looking out for what's going on with our children. We're not looking at what's going on with their future. What about our children? I looked at this statistic. Now, you can't see it, but I'm going to pull it up in front of my camera. I'm going to back up a little bit. This here is quick facts. And what is this is Lauderdale County. In 2010, Lauderdale County had over 80,000 people here. In 2018, and this is an estimate from the U.S. Census Department, that has dropped by 5,000 people. So the people are leaving. Only 20% of the people in Lauderdale County, out of 75,000 people, only 20% of them have a college education. Folks, that's really, really, really sad. When you look at a city like Hoover, Alabama, all of you know what a gallery is. Hoover, Alabama, in Jefferson County, Alabama, over 60% of the population that has a college education. Not only that, in order to be a principal at any of the schools in Hoover, Alabama, you have to have a minimum of a PhD. You cannot be a principal of a school if you don't have a PhD. So even the elementary school, the principals have a PhD. They have among the best school in the top 10 in the state. It's the safest city it's one of the safest cities in the United States. Have one of the best schools in the state of Alabama. They have college prep school. When you go to Hoover, Alabama, and you go to school there, you're prepared to go to an Ivy League school. That's just how they have an intense, judicious program there. But not only that, the citizens are safe. When you have a city, when the people don't care about you, when you have a city, and I went there, and I wanted Ward to come here today, the chief deputy to come here today and explain to you these statistics. So he gave me this, and so I guess somebody told him not to come here. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to interpret. If he didn't want me to say what I think, then he should have told me something. Mr. Holt, I'm going to be late. Mr. Holt, I'm not coming today. Mr. Holt, my boss man don't want me to come here. Don't have nothing to do with that. See, people, it ain't about me. See, that's the reason why I try to be careful what I'm saying, because when you hate me, you can't hear my message. But let me tell you that the message that he's telling you, if he don't come here and talk to you, he's telling you that he don't care about what you think. I don't need you in order to continue to enrich myself. I don't need you to get my job. And that's because you're not voting. Now, it was some people prepared to call in. They had to ask him some questions. Now, let me explain something to you guys. Since he's not here to explain it, so I'm going to explain it the best way I understand it. The Lauderdale County Sheriff Department has a grant from, I don't know, we going to just say the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. No, that probably ain't right. I don't care. But they have a grant. And out of that grant, they're able to hire people to get on our public roads as opposed to make the streets safer. They can only issue speeding tickets, DUI, and seatbelt violation. That's all they can do. But folks, that's a lot of bull. How about I read Mississippi law? Mississippi law says that the sheriff of a county can authorize his deputy to go and work for a private citizen and use his government-issued firearm and his uniform. A police officer can do the same thing, but the sheriff has the authority. The city council has to do it with the police department. Y'all didn't know that, did you? How about the sheriff has the sole authority to do that for a sheriff deputy? However, he cannot issue a blanket statement or blanket authorization. He has to do it on a case-by-case basis. But Mississippi law says that they can use the gun and they can use the uniform. It does not authorize them to use a car while they are off duty in order to pull citizens over and give them tickets. Yes, a police officer can arrest you. He's a police officer 24 hours a day. However, if you get a ticket from one of these sheriffs, let's just talk about protecting your rights right now. I want to remain silent. I do not want you to search my vehicle in a nice way. I don't want you to search my vehicle. I'm not authorizing you to search my vehicle. I do not want to talk. Those are things you say. Why are you arresting me? They have a right to ask you a thing. Why did you pull me over? Why did you pull me over? And let them state why they pull you over. And then they start asking, I do not want to talk. That's all you have to say. I do not want to talk. I wish to remain silent. I want to remain silent. Every time they ask you a question, I want to remain silent. I want an attorney. So when these deputy sheriffs are off duty and they're using a police car, they're using a sheriff deputy vehicle, the state law does not authorize them to do that, Sheriff Solid. If I'm wrong, folks, I stand to be corrected. Don't call me up, show me the law. So these sheriff deputies are off duty. But I'm going to tell you what the Dice Man said. I had to write it down. They got to know the situation of the people. A lot of their county is pretty big. But they're in the communities where people don't have money, don't have the resources. They could go out on North Hill Street, but they don't. And that's the very reason why he's getting 10,000 and some votes. He ain't messing with them. He's messing with you. He's messing with you because he feel potent. I didn't say impotent. He feels potent. He feels powerful. He feels like he can't be touched because he don't need you to have his job. And he feel like he's a king because his job is there until he get ready to go, until he want to leave. But they're drunk with power, folks. They're not giving these jobs up. Wayman Newell lied. Wayman Newell said that he was only going to be there one term, and Roscoe Jones, I tell you about Roscoe Jones. He's going to be here Tuesday. I promise you Roscoe Jones will be here. I already know Lolo going to be here. I already know Tarquez Hobson going to be here. Yes, those are my guests for Tuesday. I know they're going to be here, but these are black people supporting black people. No, they're not coming here. So they're going to do everything they can to try to, no, I'm not pro-Cassie, so that might be why he's not here. If law enforcement is for you, then it's got to be, it can't be for us. You understand what I'm saying? If I have a position of power and authority that I'm trying to keep, but I need your vote to keep it, but then all the racist sheriffs are the black folk that are standing in our way, black folk that are hurting us, black folk that will send a text out to everybody and include Wayman Newell in that text. Randall, I got to call you out for that. I'm told now. Now, we know Randall's heart. Randall Jennings sent group texts out to people like, say me. Say people like the Dice Man. I'm just throwing names out, not necessarily true. Say people like, say Craig Houston, Marie Franklin. And then he include in that group text Wayman Newell. What the hell wrong with you, Randall? Wayman Newell don't care about you. And it sure pissed me the hell off when I see you sending me a text and you sending Wayman Newell a copy of it. It's like letting the enemy know what you thinking. You letting the enemy know what you're doing because he don't care about you. So Randall Jennings, you definitely need to correct that. Had you came here today, you would have had me. You would have been over in the hot seat and you had to explain that to me. Folks, let me go ahead on and get back to Ward Calhoun. Ward Calhoun still hadn't came up yet, so I don't think he's coming. Very Polite showed me these statistics about the percentage, and so let's go to Harrington. I said Harrington was a racist. Harrington, 6% of the people that he gave tickets to, say he gave out a total of 814. 514 of those were black people. Only 300 white people got a ticket. But you got to look at the percentage of white people are and the percentage of black people, and it's, you know, 61% of the people that he give a ticket to is black folk. But the population in Lauderdale County is not 61%. But the statistician said it's not much standard deviation on that. Let's go to McFarland. McFarland, that's a black guy. 37% of the people he gave a ticket were black people. But he showed, I guess, McFarland, you're a racist. White, 164. Black people, 102. Again, Harrington is the one I wrote up on. 514 black people, 300. But I can tell you this, I hadn't seen anybody out here since I did this complaint. And I got to say this to you, Chief Deputy, and I would have said it to you had you came here today, is that Lauderdale County is pretty big. For you to focus on one segment of the community in itself ain't nothing but racism. I don't care how your numbers look. It can be 50% white and 50% black, but you only focus on one segment of the community. And then the 50% black people they don't have it. Why you think they don't have insurance? They don't have the money. The reason why you're here, because they're an easy target. They don't know their rights. They don't have the money to fight you. But if you go out on North Hill Street, most of those people out there have insurance. Most of them out there have their seat fastened. Well, again, like the Dice Man said, you got to know the situation of the people for you to focus in this area right here. But I got to challenge the legality of that, people. I got to. If you get pulled over by that, then plead not guilty and challenge the legality of it, saying that the sheriff was off duty and he was misappropriating funds. He's using a sheriff deputy car. You might as well get that sheriff car and go over in Alabama to arrest somebody for speeding. What difference does it make? If you don't have an authority to do what you're doing, if you had the authority, if you're a police officer 24 hours, would you do the same thing in Alabama? Would you do the same thing in Kemper County? If it's not valid in Kemper County, it's not valid in Lauderdale County. I don't care what kind of grant you got. You getting paid money to oppress black folk? The law says that they can go and work at Sears. They can work in the mall and they can wear their uniform and they can keep their issued firearm. They can have that on them. They don't have to change clothes. But they're no longer indemnified, meaning that they, in other words, they're not under color state law now. So if they do something there at Sears or on their private job, then they can be held accountable. But it says nothing, folks, in the law about them using sheriff cars. They're off duty. They're sitting up in the hood. I'm going to tell you the place. When you get ready to go down the hill where the gypsy graveyard is, that's one of their favorite spots. I haven't seen anybody there lately. I hope I don't ever see them again. I really don't. How you going to, Sheriff? I'm going to call you a racist, Sheriff Solid. War kill him, you real slick and you very polite. But I gotta tell you this, how you gonna care more about my child than me? How you gonna care more about my life than I do? You know you don't give a damn if I was to go through the windshield and kill myself. I'm sure glad that nigga gone. Cause he sure said some stuff I didn't like. It was horrible. And you know what? I like them good old boys down there on 9th Avenue, them good old folks out in Tombsoma and Keyone and places like that, because they weren't hearing nothing he was saying anyway. But if he'd have kept talking, maybe they would have woke up and listened. So I'm glad he did. See, you don't care about me. You sure ain't going to love my child more than I do. If you care about my child, why you charging me money that you know I don't have? If I don't have my child in a car seat, it's because I don't have the money to afford one. But you giving me a ticket and I got to go down there and pay $200. I got to sell my food stamps to get the money to try to give y'all the fine. I already don't have a job because it's not any jobs here. But you caring about me and you standing up getting awards for oppressing the people that's already oppressed because economic deprivation. Educational deprivation. You talk about people that are uneducated. You talking about people that don't have a job, don't have a money, that are living day to day on state benefits, that are constantly getting cut. And it's only because they don't know. It's only because they don't listen. I'm on the World Wide Web now. They know what you're doing. Solid, you might be feeling like you're doing something. You're going to go something one day and you're going to say, oh, I'm retired sheriff from Lottie. Oh, I heard about you. Is y'all doing any better down there? The whole world looking at you now. And it ain't right. I seen it and seen it. Pretext stops. All this stuff the Supreme Court sanctioned. You people better start voting. And I'm going to talk to you. Look, I have respect for black people, all people. I do. I have respect for Reverend Clark. Not because he's Reverend Clark, because I've been knowing him a long time and I value our relationship. I don't have respect for him because he's a preacher. I don't have respect for any of them. I have respect for the pastor of the Greater Mount Hermon Baptist Church because of the man he is. Not because of the word of God that he preached. He's a strong black man and he loves God and he believes what he say. But I promise you, if you come to that church, you're going to get your blessing. Now, I'm talking to you from a theological perspective. You're going to get your blessing because he's going to break it down for you. And then he's going to tie it into right here, right now, what's going on here today. He's going to lift the veils off your eyes. And I got to tell you, folks, it's sad. Martin Luther King knew. He tried to tell you. Y'all remember Andy Griffin show? When Ernest T. Bass wanted to marry Charlene, and Charlene was going to marry Andy Griffin. And Barney was on the horse going the wrong way. And Ernest T. said, the black horse knew, the black horse knew. Martin Luther King knew, folks. He knew then what you supposed to know now, that the church is a medium for social change. You need to talk about, you've been talking about the same thing. Y'all retarded. How many times you gonna talk about Daniel in the lion's den? There's got to be something wrong with you. If you tell us about Daniel in the lion's den, break it down. I'm ignorant. Break it down to me so I can understand it. Oh, what you're trying to tell me, that when Daniel was in the lion's den, that God was trying to tell us that you going to go in places that it's going to be like a roaring lion that's going to be out to destroy you, eat you up, eat your flesh up, kill you and totally destroy you. And God protected Daniel and brought him out of that lion's den. Ministers, you supposed to be telling us how we're going to get out of the fire. We can't get out of the fire if you're not educating us. You have a captive audience every Sunday. Martin Luther King knew that. And you're so concerned with raising money. Sisters of the Bible, men of the Bible, having this kind of revival, that kind of revival. Congregation getting smaller and smaller. The smaller the congregation get, the more you beg. And that's okay. But what's wrong with that is you taking all that money. My son, if my son, Dice Man,
Yes, sir.
go get my son.
Okay. Which one you want?
I want the baby boy.
Okay.
I want y'all to see my son. Oh, he's the ringleader. I promise you he is. Oh, he's real smart. He smiled all the time, and he always said, Dad, I love you, and he give me a hug. And I want y'all to see him, because I'm finna, come here, son. I just look at him and say, hey, everybody, this is my son. And I want, look how he is. I mean, I love him, and this is my baby here, people. His name is Carter Gray Holt. Now, go back in there, son, and the reason why I brought him in here, people, do you know that my son loves me? And every time he find money, if he found a penny, dime, dollar, anything, he bring it to me and say, here, Daddy. He don't even think that he could, and he said, Daddy, take me to the store. And because I love him, I take him. And he don't understand that he done found $1 here, somebody give him money. A lady give him, here, Daddy. Lady gave him $5 because he's so cute. Gave him $5. He said, here, Daddy. And I said, no, sir, here, Dad, I want you to have it. Folks, I'm telling my story to tell you this. Do you know that that's what you're doing? When you raise all this money on Sunday, you taking it to your dad on Monday morning. You say, here, Daddy. And Daddy take that money. I pay bills with it. I pay my bills with it. Yes, I go and buy him something from the store every now and then. You understand what I'm saying? See, you are being misled. Martin Luther King knew more than 50 years ago what I'm trying to tell you here today, that you have a captive audience every Sunday. You better start educating your people. It is your fault. It is part of your responsibility. Yes, we got a circular wagon. Yes, all of us got to come together. And we got to do whatever we need to do so that we can be okay. So that we can wear our pants high up on our waist and feel good about ourselves. It's time for us to really look at some real solutions, people. We really have a problem in our community. We really do. Every Sunday, over 500 churches. Folks, I got a picture. Y'all bear with me a minute. I want y'all to see this. For all you people out there that's loving Wayman Newell so much, y'all know Tate Reeves and Donald Trump don't mean us no good. It makes me so sick. They have some stuff that if you drink poison, that you can go and buy. This thing is Serpent Epicac. I might not be saying it right, but y'all know what I'm talking about, because I haven't seen that. But it's a liquid. It's really nasty, but it'll make you throw up everything that's inside of you. It'll make you, it'll get it up out of you. That's what I'm reminded of every time I see a black person sucking up to Donald Trump and sucking up to Wayman Newell and Tate Reeves. These people here are one of the same kind. If somebody that's oppressing your community, if somebody's oppressing your community and they love him, he can't. You might as well love the same person that just destroyed and killed Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael. The list goes on and on and on. Angela Davis able to survive now, but she had to leave the country for a minute. Here P. Newton, the people that they killed and they destroyed, people that are trying to educate you back then, when I'm trying to tell you now, oh yes, they would kill me if they could. I know they would. I know what they tried to do to Lolo not too long ago. They tried to arrest her, folks. I hope she don't mind me talking about it, but you know she gonna tell you about it. They went, somebody from this county here went to another county, Lamar County, and charged her with a bogus charge, folks, and it was thrown out. But why do we have to go through that? See, why do we have to go through that? People, I tell you, minister, I hope y'all ain't too mad at me, but y'all wrong. Y'all just like my little son that just came in here. He's a baby and he don't know no better. And some of you don't know no better because you're not that smart. You said God ain't called no 400-500 preachers to preach. Now you ain't finna make me believe that God done called 400 people Why we didn't have 400 Jesus? We only had one. You ain't finna make me believe that, but it's a hustle. It's a hustle. Pay your tithes, pay your tithes, pay your tithes. It's a hustle. Oh, not for all of you, but some of you is. And I'm going to tell you, but I'm finna show you a picture. The reason why I'm going to show you this picture, because I want you to see it. I want you to see what, I'm finna show y'all a good looking man right here. Look at that man right there. That's a good looking man there. Can they see him, Dice Man? That's a good looking man right there. But I'm finna show y'all something. That's not what I want to show y'all. I got to show y'all this too. This is my mom's grave right here. It make me kind of sad to look at it. But, you know, my nieces and nephew brought her the headstone, and the family went in together, and they purchased that. Dice Man, it's a picture now where Wayman Newell got his sign staple to Tate Reeves. Will you go through my gallery and show that to the people so I can keep on talking to them? I want to tell all my friends like George out in Las Vegas, my cousin up in California, and family and everywhere. I want y'all to tell your family and friends everywhere. I want them to be able to see and hear what's going on in their hometown. And while little sickly Eddie Gray Holt is turning out, it couldn't bring it up. But the Dice Man, I'm gonna pull it up, and folks, I want you to see it because it's something that we need to see. And I do want you to see it, so y'all bear with me a moment. I want you to see what's going on in this community right here.
Future, let me know. I can put it on the screen.
Okay, and I'm gonna get it for you. And I know what I did. I didn't download it, but I'm fixing to show it to you now. Here it is right here, Dice Man. And anyway, now how can somebody that's supporting Tate Reeves, how can somebody, y'all see it right there, that's how Wayman Newell care about y'all. Now if you think you love him, then you love Donald Trump. If you don't love Donald Trump, how in the world can you dislike Donald Trump? Don't like what Donald Trump doing and like what Wayman Newell doing, who's not doing anything, who talked about East Mississippi Business Development Corporation, but now is one of their biggest supporters, but doesn't know anything about county, what's going on with the county. As soon as he took over, became president of the council, and then a new person come in, they did not do anything for our children. Let me tell you how I am about my children. I love my children, and I want them to have a good life, and I think that we should make sacrifices for our children. We should make sure that they're able to do what they're able to do. I want to go back when Wayman Newell is using the graveyards to bamboozle you. We got to stop that, people. Come on now. Come on. If you can talk to him now, you can talk to him when he out of office. But our children to do better. And I just got to tell you, our superintendent need to go. The whole school board need to go. Until you improve your school system, I don't care you wasting money spending it on economic development. What kind of economic development have they done here in Meridian, Mississippi? If they doing some kind of economic development, it'll be some growth. There's always going to be growth and development if there's productivity. There's no productivity. There's no growth. There's no development. It's only destruction. How many restaurants do we need? How many hotels do we need? Those are not real jobs, people. You can't pay nobody no money making $200 or $300 a week, $175 a week. The whole thing is set up. I'm gonna go to the Arabs again. It's not that I'm rambling. I always have a lot to talk about, and the reason why I have a lot to talk about because this city and this county gives you a lot to talk about. I was downtown and I took a picture of my boys. Like I stopped and they went up on this thing by the MSU Riley Center. Used to be Marx Rothenberg. And it's got a historical marker there. And it says something about the Jewish community being instrumental in civil rights for Negroes. And I'm using that term myself. And I'm paraphrasing. In Lauderdale County, Meridian, Mississippi. I said, what the? I ain't going to drop the F-bomb, Brenda. I said, what? Now, folks, I turned 66 yesterday. So I know I was there when I was about 10 or somewhere around in there when these people come in here and we were told to leave them alone. I have never, a Jew did one thing for me. That was Rosenbaum. And he did that in 1985. He owned that building where Percy Bland now got his campaign headquarters where he had it the last 2 times. I was the one that did the remodeling there. He rented that building out to me. That's the only thing I know he ever done for a black person. He rented that building out for me. So I only had one person that I could call for validation. But I know I don't remember Jews doing nothing for blacks in Meridian, Mississippi. Or Lauderdale County. So I called Roscoe Jones up. And Roscoe's going to be here Tuesday, and he's going to talk about that and other things. I said, Roscoe, he said that when Mickey and Schwerner came into Meridian, Mississippi, they were Jews. And what they met with Rosenbaum, and because they wanted to kill him. And he said, we will, and I'm quoting Roscoe Jones, that they are protected as long as they are inside Lauderdale County. But once they leave Lauderdale County, they'll no longer be protected. So that's the extent that I did. I said this to say this. Damn it, Percy, take some of those signs down and stop all that lying. How you going to know about Meridian in the first place? You're not even from here. You didn't grow up around here. I'm so tired of y'all putting signs up. And I went down on they Walk of Fame. Where's the Ruffin? David and Jimmy Ruffin. It's got to be something wrong with you not to have their name on the sidewalk. Got Charlie Pride on there. Wow, I didn't know he was from Mississippi. It got some other white folks on there people I ain't never heard of. But I tell you what, it's sad that we have a lot of black. B.B. King name ain't on there. McKinley Mitchell ain't know. What his name? The one, Red, you know who I'm talking about. Morganfield, what his name was. He sang, he talked with a tie tongue. He blowed him up. Anyway, there's a lot of people that was from Mississippi. None of them names on there. And that's sad. And folks, I'll give you a list of names that should be on there. And it has spaces on there. But see, that's what they do. They destroy our history and replace it with theirs, and theirs ain't nothing but lies. They done tore down our library. They done tore down the COFO building. And anything that's ours, they take it down and they destroy it. And they put a sign up, and eventually it's not there. It's sad. That little boy that I showed you never seen the slave pictures before. It should be taught in public school. If I was your mayor, it'll be taught in public school. If I was your mayor, man, they probably have to bring the National Guards in. There'd be so many. People be so mad because I believe in order to make a sharp break from the past, you got to have radical change, folks. There's no other way it's going to be. We cannot do no process of assimilation. We've been doing too much assimilation. Assimilation hadn't gotten us anywhere. Again, we're at the bottom of the, and guess what? That Bible said the first should be last and the last should be first. And we were the first people in the world. I know y'all wasn't expecting to say that. Yeah, life started. How about, excuse me, people. How about I was talking to a guy that was actually from Egypt. Now, we're taught that life started in Egypt over 5,000 years ago in a city called Mesopotamia. How about they're taught a different story? See, they're actually Egyptian. How about, I said the reason why you have the nose that you have, the reason why you have the skin color that you have, is because Napoleon conquered Africa. And when he went in there, he killed the men, but he kept the women. You know, they love black women. They ain't gonna kill no black woman. They ain't gonna kill them. They gonna mate with them. And so that's done happen to our culture throughout history. And so now you go over in Africa. I don't care what they call it, Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, or Israel is in Africa. I don't care what you call it. It's Africa. You go over there, you see all kind of people over there. They ain't nothing but lies. They're trying to trick you and not let you know about your history. And I tell you, people, it's something else. I want to get back to, so you see Ward Calhoun didn't show up. Can I check my phone, people? Check my phone. He has my phone number. He didn't call. So those of you that didn't see it, how can you say Wayman Newell is for you? How can you? How can you? You black folk better stop feeling like that you can go and because you standing in that white man's shadow that he's okay. He don't give a damn about you. Folks, it's getting close. Marie Franklin, it's getting close. You need to make sure you get you some absentee votes out and work hard and rub as many elbows as you can. Touch them palms, Marie, you work really, really hard. And I got to say this to you too, Wayne Davis. Go out there and shake hands and shake hands and shake hands. Tarquez Hobson, do the same thing. I know you've been doing it, Craig, and I know Tarquez been doing it. People, I got to talk about Tarquez for a little bit. I didn't know him. I didn't know him at all. But I can tell you this is a very intelligent young man. And what makes me proud to know him, I didn't know him at first. And I was a Denson supporter. But Denson didn't make it. And I'm a Tarquez fan. I'm not a supporter. I am a fan. And the reason why I say that is because when I see a young male, when I see a young black man that has not, the system is against young black male. The system is out to destroy young black men. They're out to destroy black families. And they do things like set up roadblocks in our communities and catch us. They know we don't have insurance. They know that. We ain't got it because we ain't got the money to buy it. So it's like and then guess what the fine is, people? $1,200. First offense. What in the hell can a poor person that doesn't have a job, where can they get $1,200? Where can they get it? People, they can't get it from nowhere unless they go steal. They can't get it from anywhere unless they sell their food stamps. And that's not what it is. They just call it that. But it's the SNAP allowance, where it comes on a card, the EBT card. Where can they get it from? They got to break the law in order to keep from going to jail. See how the system itself creates oppression. The system itself breaks the law. And personally, I'm gonna run for mayor. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm just fine. I don't know. It would be good if somebody like me was to run for mayor. I already know if I was to run for mayor, I'll catch hell. They don't want me to be your mayor, not because of my past, but because of my present. Yes, I've been in prison before. That ain't why they don't want me to be your mayor. Yes, I like young girls, young ladies. They legal, and not barely legal, unless you call 22 barely legal. But anyway, but that's not why they don't want me to be mayor. I have a lot of children, but that's not why they don't want me to be mayor. I've done things in my past that I'm not proud of, but that's not why they don't want me to be your mayor. They don't want me to be your mayor because of my present, because of who I am. See, yes, I am a radical. I'm like Peter in your Bible. I'm like David. I ain't gonna my aim gonna be true. I'm gonna knock you out on the first blow. I'm like Samson. Now, well, I gotta take that back. Well, I'm like Jesus. I will go in the temple. I'm going to go in the temple. I'm going to turn the tables over. I've done that because I call the ministers out. Now, some of you out there hate me because of that, but I ain't lied. Tell me where I lied to you. You take all your money, you put it in a white bank that don't care anything about you, a white bank that's getting ready now to build a new courthouse. And we're going to pay for that. A white bank now that's already, the 3-foot building. They're rebuilding that. White banks that are building new houses and mansions and things like that. White banks that you can't get a job at. White banks that won't give you a car loan. White banks that would not allow for me to build a black church. Wow. In a black city with a black administration, a black contractor could not build a black church because I went to a white bank. They got black money in there. Ain't that some? And the church done borrowed money from this bank before. Oh, yes, I'm going to sue. I'm going to sue folks just as sure as I don't care if I don't get a dime. I'm going to sue because I got to stand up. I got to stop them from doing to somebody that's too scared. See, some of you are afraid. You're not going to fight back. You're not going to do anything. But see, I'm not afraid. I'm going to fight you back. When you mess with me, I'm going to mess with you. So, yes, I'm going to sue. Bank know who they is. Might as well get ready. I'm going to sue. What? They have what you call interrogatories, answers, admissions, and questions, and discovery and disclosures. Oh yeah, I know everything you did. I know everything you said. Wow, I'm talking about people. It is sad that in 2018, folks, I lost money because I could have remodeled a bank in Newton, but I didn't because I don't do but one job at a time. I had already signed a contract with this church. I even went out and bought $5 million worth of general liability insurance. I even bought the bond. The bond is still current as we speak with the city of Meridian. I had to go through the gauntlet with the city of Meridian. I had to cuss Phil out. Yeah, I told him I didn't like him. I told him he was a racist. I said he should have retired long time ago. If I become mayor, he going to retire. I promise you, he going to retire, and a whole bunch of them going to retire the first day. So that's the reason why you need somebody like me, mayor. We don't need no black coffee with a lot of cream in it. You understand what I'm saying? We don't even need any sugar in it. We're going to have to be radical in order to get this city right. And folks, Dubose is getting ready to retire. Watch and see. Watch and see now. Now, here's what I say. We need to have a woman in that position. What you think about that, Dice Man?
Oh, yeah.
We need a woman in that position. Because a woman is motherly, they have children, and we need a smart woman. We don't just need any woman in there. We need a woman with expertise. Don't play no damn games with us, person. We need a woman in that position. Show us that you really want to be reelected. Get rid of some of the baggage that you carry. You know what the hell it is. Get rid of it. If you want the job, you got to dress for the job that you want. I don't look like no mayor. Do I? Hell no, I don't look like a mayor. But you look like one. But you ain't acting like now. Yes, I like you, but I don't like the job you done. I don't like what you've been giving us. Folks, I went into the mayor's office. Twice this year. Twice in the last 3 months or so. I went in there about 3 months ago, maybe a little longer. The receptionist was black. I went in there the other day, the receptionist was white. What the hell wrong with you, person? Is something wrong with you? Is you on crack? Why is it that you keep putting white folks in front of us when we can have a qualified black person and role models for our children? I had to go get my daughter. Dice Man, go get my daughter. I had to go to the school today, folks. I had to look up the law now. Look, let me tell y'all something. Before you go doing anything to your children, before you going beating on them and whooping their butts and all this old crazy kind of stuff, make sure you read that law and stay within the law, because you can mess around. Don't read the law after the fact, because if you read the law after the fact, you're going to end up going to jail. Now, I had to go to the school today. Come here, baby. Say hey to the public.
Hey,
Tell them your name. Look into the camera. Tell them your name.
Aria Hunt.
And tell them how old you are.
Nah.
Okay, thank you, baby. Go back. And folks, the reason why I wanted you to see my daughter is because I had to go to school today. Let me tell you what I did. I pulled her out of the classroom. I took her to my mama's house, took her to the woodshed. Now, I've read the law. I made sure I didn't cut her nowhere, made sure I didn't bruise her. But I had to, because she's acting out in school. She's being disrupted. Oh, she's cussing in class. Oh, wow. And guess what? They got it so now Mr. Ellis and Mr. Luggood used to tear our butts up. The teachers can't do that no more. But I imagine you can go to the public school and give them permission, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you why. Because that's my child. That's my seed to instruct. And I don't want you putting your hands on her. You understand what I'm saying, people? But I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. And I said that is that she don't have a lot of role models. Dice, I'm going to ask you one more time to bring one more son in here, my oldest son. People, I hate to keep doing this, but I got to bring him in here. I done brought the other two in here. I know what y'all saying. How in the hell is this man, 66 years old, still making babies? Well, I'm blessed with the seed of Abraham. You Christians know what I'm talking about. Reason why I want you to see him, because he go to another traditional black school. Oh, come here, look at him, smile. Look into the camera. Tell him, hey.
Hey,
This is my son. Tell him your name.
Connor.
Okay, go ahead, baby. And the reason why I want y'all to see him is that he's a good kid. All of my children are good. But, folks, he doesn't have many black role models. And so when we have a mayor that take white folks and put them in positions like, say, over our school board, when we got an 80%, then you're in violation of the consent decree. Because it needs to be representative of the population at large, which is 80% black. But then now you got 4 white school board members. Person, what's wrong with you again? Are you really a Republican in disguise? Oh, I know you weren't expecting to hear this. There's something going on with you. Folks, these same people have been getting rich all the time. These same people that are getting paid to do nothing. You have not seen any growth and development. And the first thing they do is grab a person like Person, take him to the country club down Highway 59 South. Somebody owned it off in there. I know who it is, but I ain't gonna call it name, but I will eventually. But they go there and they bring them in. And why is it that we gotta feel good when we talk to these old crackers? I know you don't like that word. Dice, I'm trying. I can't help it. Why is it that you feel good when you talk to your master? Why is it that you feel good, but your master ain't but one vote? He got something I don't have. He got something that my sister don't have. Hey, sis, I love you. Talking to Doris. Well, I love you. Rhonda, I love you too. Joanne, I love you too. Marianne, I love you too. I got so many sisters, I don't know what to do. I got 5 of them. I love them all. I love y'all. I love you too, brothers. But anyway, They don't have it. They don't have the millions of dollars. So if something going on in this city, if this city is not growing, if it's continued to die, if there's a large degree of attrition in the city, then it's leadership, folks. And we have an opportunity to come this November in order to show them that we'll no longer take this. We got to stand up for our people. We got to stand up for them little children that you say, those are my children, and I love them. But guess what? I love yours too. I want our children to be okay. West End Harris, Lower West End, the administrator, the principal, and the assistant principal is white. I got to tell you about the principal at Parkview School Elementary. That is Dr. I think, I'm going to say Dr. Jane Doe. But she has a PhD, and she's a principal at Parkview Elementary School. I'm proud of that. My daughter get to see a black woman, and the assistant principal black. A lot of the teachers are black. Some of them are white, but they still have they have a strong black presence at Parkview Elementary School, and I'm very proud of that. We got to have that for our children. Got to see that, hey, I ain't got to be like Hoochie Mama over in, I'm going to say, College Park, Alabama. And I said Collegeville, Alabama. And I said that because I don't want to put down any of the communities here and think any of the sisters that I'm talking about them. I want my daughter to be able to see that, hey, that I can be a principal, that I see a white woman, I'm already seeing Jesus. I'm already seeing God. I'm already seeing King. I'm already seeing Princess. I'm already seeing Fairy. And all these terms that I just named, when they come up, the first thing come to mind is white. Well, that's white privilege. That's white power. I'm already seeing that. And so when I go and see a teacher that's white, well, how about I'm already mad because things are not going right in my life. I'm already angry because I don't like where I'm living. I'm already angry because my mama got a drug problem. I'm already angry because my mama don't have a drug problem, but she don't have a job. I'm already angry because of that. And everywhere my mama go and try to get a job, it's a white person that see and tell her that she's not going to get the job. It's a white person that tell her that her food stamps been cut. It's a white person. So I'm used to seeing white people they're either God or they're the devil. And then I go to school and I see a white lady and I see a white man, or either I see a watered down black man, and I ain't showing them one of them no kind of respect. Now we got to do better about our children. Damn it, the whole school board needs to resign now. Because you should have fired that lady. You should have fired her and the whole damn staff. F, really? Now I know who the president is. Reverend Gary Houston. I don't think you should be on the school board. Yes, I like and have a lot of respect for you, but damn it, I don't think you need to be on the school board. You don't have enough education. Obviously, none of the rest of you do either, because you let her stay there when it was an L. Anywhere else in this union, they would have tarred and feathered and ran her out of town. They would have severed her package right there. We don't care. We will pay you the rest of this contract. Get the hell out of our town. But don't nobody care, and all ain't mad enough. They're doing this to our children. Ain't you tired of them leaving Meridian, Mississippi? I love this place. I want it to be okay. But it's not going to be okay unless we change the leadership. We got to stop kissing Wayman Newell's ass and everybody else that don't care anything about us. Wayman Newell is an ignorant, slick-ass cracker that don't give a damn about you and your children, bringing you collard greens and peanuts and stuff. Is something wrong with you? I just want to slap some of y'all. I want to run y'all ass out of town because you hurting the city. You ain't doing it no good. Because this nigga found smiling in your face, you keep voting for him? Yes, I said nigga. You got white niggas too. Damn it, I'm mad. Play me a song, Dice Man. Oh, he can't play it, so let me calm down. I guess that's why that man didn't come today. What you think, Dice?
You never know.
Dice, I gotta say this, man. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I mean, why do you think, and I'm putting Dice Man in this conversation, why do you think that the sheriff just focused on one segment of people? Do you think that's racism? They said it wasn't racism because the statistics doesn't support that fact. But you gotta look at more than just numbers is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, it's systematic, and it's not just happening in Meridian. It's happening everywhere. So it's no different than what you're talking about with the church situation. You have some sincere pastors, but they don't realize they're passing along poison that's been there. And I'm sorry I don't have the camera on me, guys. I don't have the camera hooked up today. But anyway, yeah, it's the same thing. You might be an honest deputy, a person who's really going out there trying to make a difference, not knowing that you're enforcing a system that is systematically racist.
That's right. That's right. And we got to do better, people. And one of the things that we can do is by voting. We got to vote. We got to make a difference. I have about 4 more minutes, and I got to talk about Wayne Manure telling you a lie about a historical graveyard. And so what I want you to do is go to Google. All of you out of town, go and look at Google Meridian Race Riot of 1871. And you'll see, and they'll talk about when they had yellow fever, how the only historic graveyard besides the gypsy graveyard, and I don't know why it's historic, but this is actually historic. The reason why it's historic is because this is the place of the first race riot in the United States, where the white folks got mad and burned down all the black merchants, all because one black man didn't like the justice he was getting. He killed the judge, and that person got away, and so they went and took it off on people that did not have anything to do with it. And I got to tell all you people that out there selling us out and people that are voting for Wayne Manure, do you realize that you're hurting people that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with you and your collard greens, or you and how your love for Wayne Manure? Wayne Manure don't give a damn about you. It's got more to do about those 3 children that I bought in here. Not those 3 children, but all of our children in this community. And I hadn't been seeing the sheriff like it was a heavy president, but ever since I did my complaint, see, God gonna condemn you. God gonna condemn you when you wrong. But how in the world can you go to church on Sunday and talk about how much you love God or how much you love Jesus, and you think you better than the church down the street? How is it that you take all of your money and put it in a sack and bring it and take it to a white bank, just like my son bring it to me? He's young, he's ignorant, he don't know no damn better. Wow. I just said the same thing about you. You ignorant and you don't know no better. If you continue to perpetuate your own demise, you continue to do things to hurt you. And you know what? The church that I was going to build, oh wow, they hated it. But they didn't have no other choice. There was nowhere else to get no money. They tired of being in the church and water coming up through the floors and things. And you know what? I'm not going to hurt them in any way, no way. I would walk away from it if I had to hurt them, because of their sincerity, because of their love for God, and because of their strength in this community. These here are strong people that have good jobs in this community. They continue to be role models for the black community, something we don't have in our public school, something we don't have in these positions of authority. Damn it, person, if you want to get this job again 4 years from now, and it's going to be an uphill climb, nigga, you better start showing us some shit that we need to see to make us know that you care about this community here that we call home. Y'all have a good evening. I'm going to sit back and let y'all look and see how good looking I am while Dice close out the show.